Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about how to get started with your cartoon project. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new document, and we'll just do a regular print letter, and either landscape or portrait. You can always change it later. None of this really matters in Illustrator. That's what's nice about this program because you can work anywhere and you can change the shape of this anytime. And you can even put stuff off of it, and later on you can resize your artboard if you need to. So. Not a huge deal, but next thing is go to Bing Images and look up a cartoon that you want to do. And I like to use Bing because they tend to have a better collection of higher quality images. We're not going to worry about copyright for this since this is just for educational use. So I'm going to look up a cartoon, and I'm going to set the filter to extra large images. Now, when you can't just copy this image. This is just a thumbnail preview. You have to actually click on the image. I recommend you don't do one that has a lot of gradients because those are pretty tricky. But starting with something simple, I'll just go with this, whatever this is. I'll copy this image and paste it, and it should fill your frame. If it doesn't, you probably need a different image, even if it says. So that's a good one because it's nice and high res. So I'll just shrink it down until it's somewhere relatively in this area. And then I'm going to go into my layers. Remember, you have to click on this little bracket right there to open it. And then I'll actually probably just pull the opacity down a little bit. So I'll go to properties, click on it, the image, and then I'll just pull the opacity down to like maybe 50% for now. I'll turn it back up later. And then I'm going to lock that so that I can't move it around. That's really important. The next thing I'm going to do is with the pen tool, make sure you don't use this tool, the curvature tool, the pen tool. I'm going to start just tracing the entire outline of this thing. And just, you can, if you want to be outside on the edge, you can. I think I'm just going to do mine right in the middle. And you want as few points as possible. Remember, whenever there's a corner, you have to click. Otherwise, it's going to curve in like that. That's not good. Now, it's going to be really annoying if I have this red right here. So what I'm going to do is just switch this so that the stroke is red. And I want a color that I can see. And I might come into my properties and just increase the stroke size, And I think red's not the best choice because it's still kind of tough. Let me try like yellow. That makes it easy. All right. Now remember, if it curves up like that too much, you can just hold Control down and you can go back and adjust that handle. Get it to work. You can even move the point. Oops. You just got to click on that blue line right there, and that's going to adjust what you're doing. Close enough. Okay. I think the circles I'm just going to ignore because I'm probably just going to throw circles on top of them later. Okay, come up. Whenever I have a big area like this, I like to go to the farthest right, the most top, and then the farthest left. Now, you can see right here, this line went too big, so all I have to do is pull this handle in without impacting the one on the right. You don't want to mess with this one, but if you pull this one in, it'll just shorten it. So again, top, left, farthest left, farthest top, farthest right, farthest bottom. Those are kind of my standards for where to put points. And I could probably just get away with doing one here instead of trying to do two. So I'll just loop that around. Click on it, because remember, anytime you have a corner, you got to click on it. And probably about here to here. And then corner, farthest left, and down. And then I'll just go straight across and connect those back. So that's the outline, and that's the first thing that you want to do on your project. So I'm going to do a Shift Control A to deselect that. The next thing you got to do, this is the tough part, is you got to come in and you have to do all of the intersections and lines and all that stuff. And I'll start by just what you want to do, right, is ignore these little black lines. We'll do those later. But what I want to do right now is I want to just get this pink area sectioned off. So I'm going to click here so that it intersects and it'll say path. And again, as few points as possible. 1, 2. And then I'll just connect over to here and bring that line out. All right, so I got that one. I want to get the head. Fix that in just a second. Holding control down. And I'm going to ignore the eyes again because I'm just going to do those later with circles. Back here. Okay. So this is the basic shape. So I don't really have time to do much more, but I'll just really quickly do this. So what you're gonna well, at this point you probably do want to do all your other lines and shapes and stuff. So you just keep going through, adding all of the different shapes and elements. It's okay that those overlap. You don't have to worry about that right now. Come in and just get all these other lines and things like that. And then you can, we'll talk about what to do from there. So that's probably a good starting point. All right.